Good evening, folks. I'm the Francis Ian Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Good afternoon, good afternoon. USA is little 4:39 local time in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. Is decision day into the Republic of Liberia. Liberians heading to the polls this afternoon, started this morning, and our reporters are also part of this process. And we are monitoring development closely, and I will try to bring you there as it unfolds. This is the first segment. We're going to be back here this evening with the analysts to dissect, but I will hopefully, if the internet do us favor, to join some of our reporters inside Liberia to give us first-hand information as to what is happening. I am Afonso Zian, sort of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Decision Day, this October the 10th, in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. Welcome. It's 12:40 Eastern Standard Time. Good afternoon, good evening to Liberia. This is the billing that is being heavily contested in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. That's the executive mansion that hosts the residency of the President of the Republic of Liberia. Well, Liberians and all walks of life in these 15 political subdivisions heading to the poll. They are still voting, but difficulties is also being reported. Our team all out there in major countries. In some part, we will try our best to do what we can to bring you some of the news unfolding and the images that we are receiving as well. Battleground State, Bon County, Lofa County, Mosorado, Mount Gibby, Maryland, have a huge turnout in Maryland, according to our guy Mike Nima, assigned in Playboy. What appears to be an impressive turnout in battleground Lofa County is also there. Bon County is no exception, but we are getting the video that is so disturbing in the sense that voters are finding it very difficult. The Tino is our national correspondent base in the Greater Liberia. I am Afonso Ziensolt of the Liberia Public Radio. We're going to be a whole night issue here. This is just the beginning of this year. But trust me, the analysts, pundits, commentators of all walks of life, they're going to be joining us in the second segment this evening as we analyze and crunch the numbers. We are looking out for some specific. This is not something we're going to create any information to build an impression, but we're going to be going strictly to the raw numbers. We are getting some numbers here to precisely some of the people, places that they have voted, numbers. And so we're going to be breaking all of that, putting it into context. It's decision day in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. The Cuban President George Manuel fighting to maintain state power. Joseph Boyka, Alexander Benedict Cummings, Tiawonse Gonglo, and Dr. Monimba. They are all there. Our man Mark Down was in Nima Battleground, Nima County, taking a route all over, getting the news, bringing them. We want to put it into context, taking our own time to crush those numbers and hopefully to get them. We'll be trying to go to Lofa County, where there's a huge turnout here. Who does that favor and what potentially could be the outcome of this day? Liberians glued to all media outlets watching what is unfolding in their motherland. As the executive mansion is being heavily contested, with the President of the Republic of Liberia, CDC, Dr. George Weah. He voted this morning. So we are collaborating with other local partner radio stations across the country, hopefully to bring you all of the news happening. I am Afonso Zien, so stay tuned. Trust me, it's going to be a long night. Chill out, get a glass of water. Do not let your nerves or your cholesterol to go up. Stay tuned. I will be right back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. We are getting call here already from some of our reporters, and we're going to be going to the entire. Just bear with us. They're going to be a head and neck here. Let me go to this number here. I call out. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon, CEO.
Okay.
How are you doing this afternoon?
Great. Okay, Jasper is on the line. I'm quite sure you are in Battleground, Mosorado County. Where are you calling from right now? Specifically,
you know, the network problem is a bit challenging. So
yeah,
so I'm back on the line.
Yeah. So what is your current location? Where are you right now?
Right now I'm in district number 4 to be precise. I'm in Dupo Road, where I've been gathering.
Okay. So just bear with us. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry for the poor. Okay, so I just want to give you some information that just reached me from Sano County. I just got a call from Sano County, and they're telling me that a certain percent within the Sano County, up to now, they have not received any ballot paper. So there's no voting process. It's ongoing there.
Okay, we need to.
The person had called me.
Okay, hold on one second. We need to get this right here because I'm also getting information some part of Grand Bassa County. But let's go to Sano. Where specifically in Sano you are referring to? What are they telling you?
I think in district number 2, they told me, since this morning, it was about 12 o'clock when he placed a call to me and telling me that up to now, the National Election Commission materials have not landed to the Bureau polling precincts into Sano County, and I just authenticated that information from him not too long. He told me that up to now he contacted the magistrate within Sano County, no redress, and he's also flagged the issue to the national headquarters, but he did it through text, and the person hasn't responded to him yet. So as it is in Sano County, the people are still they are there protesting and waiting the arrival of the ballot paper sent this morning.
So when you say who, are you prepared? Who is that? Is that an election official or one of the electors giving you that information, or local radio station?
He's one of not in Coben, but he's one of the contestants of that district. They call him Frederick Cole. Frederick Cole is contesting in our district. He had people in the various district are reporting information reaching he himself tried to reach the Bureau polling places and to authenticate the information. But what I told him that is he should get some evidence that the people are protesting so that he can send to him. But he told me that the network is very challenging at that place.
Okay, hold on one second, Jasper. Let's switch to Nima County Battleground, where our man Daniel Gate is standing by. Let me see what I can bring in Daniel. Daniel, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So, and good evening to Liberia, those of you following us from the diaspora in Liberia. It's a pleasure that we are joining this novel platform again.
All right, thank you so much for all what you do. My guess, you are in Nima County Battleground State. Where specifically in Nima you are located right now? Specifically, I'm in the county's capital, Saniquelete. Tell us what is going on, how the process went out there today in Saniquelle, and what is happening right now.
Well, the process continued to go on by 6 o'clock according to the National Elections Commission. The polling stations have to be closed, but from what we are seeing, polling stations will remain open up to later 7:30, 8 o'clock to some areas. And the reason that it will be so that people will continue to cast their, their ballot until that time is due to the slowness of some of the electoral workers. From most of the precincts and polling places we visited, we saw that most of them started on time, but a few of them started a bit late. Some of them started like 8:30 or 8:19, and just like that. And again, those of them who started on time, we noticed that most of the electoral workers, more especially the ballot box issuers and that of the voter identification officer, that's the BRO, those both persons, they are a bit slow, even though the land is huge, people turn out in their numbers. But again, these are the two persons who have to fast track the process. And when they are not effective, the process becomes slow because you have to, issue the ballot paper to the person, effectively, and the person who is identified or the names of those who are, or the names on the farmer registration board, that which is the FRR. If they, those both persons, they are slow, the entire process becomes slow. So, like I said, the process started on a very peaceful atmosphere. The weather conditions have been good. Just a little drop of rain came and it could not disturb the process. The voters themselves were on it peacefully. They decided to be on it. The police shift the line. They decided to be on it towards those below river and a stop for the other day. The voters were still on the process until up to now. They are still in queue as we are speaking.
So, besides what is happening in Saniquelle, give us a run through here. What are you hearing from other places in Nimba County? Nimba County is one of the vote-rich counties there, and I know it will be heavily contested. What are you hearing from other areas within Nimba County? What are you hearing as well?
I have spoken with other colleagues like Ganta. I've spoken with them. They said the process is also peaceful. Voters were in queue on time, and just like similar thing that I experienced, some said the process started a bit slow, but when it was like 9 o'clock, when it was like 10, the process picked up, and probably it might have been like some of the net workers. This is some of them first time to have conducted national elections, election process, most probably the national elections process. This is some of them first time, and like in Lpr-Tv, I also spoke with some of my colleagues. They said the process has been very much peaceful. It has been a worry of known Liberians, even women abroad, who have been following activities in Lpr-Tv, who've been reporting about some electoral violence. But up to present, we are not heard of anything like that. The process has been very peaceful. I also spoke to a lot of people in Ban, which is also a part of district number 7. They said the process has been peaceful. I've spoken with police in district number 5, as far as Tabeta, as far as Kweidi, me and Doru, as far as Zikepa. I've been calling here and there. And I also made my way to Zolowi. I went to Zogo. Zogo is part of district number 3. I went as far as Campley. I came back and I went to Yeke Passes this morning. I've been moving around to see that I can gather information around. Then when we are reporting to you and giving you the first information, in Nimba, we get a bit of information in district number 5, but we are not going deep there. So we are trying to get some of our police in district number 5 that we can get information to them, but from them, then we can our next occurrence, then we can also give you the information. But so far, so good. Most of the areas that we have spoken with people across Nimba and areas that we have reached, the process has been very much peaceful.
Very well peaceful. What's about the turnout? What have you seen those places that you managed to reach? What is the level of turnout there as well? with respect to, and I think Mother Nature is doing favor. It seems to be most of the places no rain today, so more or less people are coping and dealing with that. We get some videos we're going to be showing you. Overall, what is the trend out so far from yourself, based on the momentum we saw during the campaign? And the mean day is here today. What is the trend out so much so far you observe and see?
Well, Mr. So I think I sent some photos in the chat room.
Right.
But the turnout has been very much encouraging. Let's be frank. A lot of persons were not expecting for such a turnout. The turnout has been very much encouraging, very huge in numbers. Like for example, the place I cast my barrier that the Shelley Memorial High School campus in San Nicolas is one polling precinct, but they have 5 polling places, and all of those areas. When I got there at 6:45 this morning, you will notice that the area was already jam-packed. And when I spoke to some of the voters, they said that some of them got there by exact 6 o'clock, some got there by 5:45, just like that. And the place, it has been packed. Even up to 1:45, when I also paid a visit there for a second time, and most of the areas like the Lima University, the campus, the area has also been packed, and people continue to turn out, pay their numbers to vote. So overall, the turnout has been very much encouraging.
Okay, that's our man Daniel Kater, based in Battleground, Nimba County, Republic of Liberia. We're getting preliminary. I'm getting some information here from Battleground, Lofa County. We hope to join there, but they are sending some numbers in terms of people that voted in those precincts. And we don't know how it's going to turn out, but it appears that there is a huge turnout. Okay, Daniel, thank you. If you're positioned, there are other guys going to be coming in here with latest, and but don't hesitate to call back or let us know. You can send a message and we can reach you right back to let you know. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We understand, but once we get more information again, we'll get back to you.
Thank you so much. All right, folks, there you have it. It's decision day in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. I am Afonso Zianso. This is just the beginning. Do not let your nerves break down. We have not done anything here. Lot to be happening. We're going to be bringing you potentially some images here, but it's a difficult thing, and we want to be getting to our reporters. We're getting some numbers here. Let me just read, and hopefully they will call in live here as well. But let me just see what is I'm getting here from inside Lofat. Concentrations is based. We are looking at every vote counts, as a matter of fact, but we want to see where these numbers, some of these numbers, where they are coming from, and how we intend. We're going to be bringing all that to you. Just bear with us. We're going to get this here. Well, this is a number coming from inside Lofa, but I will try as much. But let's go to Battleground, Greater Liberia, Bon County. Our man Belton E. Kitano is there with my colleague, Jonathan College. They are there. Voters finding it a little bit difficult, but they are working behind the scene. Let's watch this video and see for yourself what is happening. Liberians, nothing is stopping them. They are making their voices heard. I am Afonso Zienso, right here at the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Let's watch this courtesy of Beltiki Katano in Bon County. Let's watch this footage, and we're going to have a conversation. So I will try to get in touch with our other reporters.
This is what bringing some interest to our people of Bon County Electoral District number 1. As you can see here, waterfall this side, people are across to come nowhere, to go nowhere. As you can see, food stuff all here. So folks, it's not easy. We are in a crucial time now. This is what unfolding here in Electoral District number 1. Welcome to Lpr-Tv. My name is Belton Iketano. What we want to tour, this is where we are now. This is where we are now. We cannot cross, but we have to get, I don't know, what is this? They face something like a ferry. As you can see, people standing one. That is the risk we are taking. This is the risk we are taking in Bon County. We are about to get water stuff and cross this water and get across there to enable our patrol in the entire electoral district number 1. So this is what we're going through. This is the job we are doing for our people, you see. So see the water. This is what This is the risk I'm about to take now. Yeah. This is what is happening. No road connectivity is very poor. Very, very poor. People across want to come in this crucial time. Folks, we are about to take another risk. See what is happening. See what is happening. See what is happening. You have to place the back over there. I don't know, ferry, they face this soft like a kino. And sometimes 2 backs, 3
And to our
backs.
analysts, those of you ready, the link is out there just in case you want to engage
happening?
in conversations.
People are
It's
rushing to see
about
whether they can
Mavi
be part of the
Jones, the Liberal
decision-making process of
Progressive,
our country.
and all of the
So
analysts. The
folks,
link is also out there. There's no
this
way
is
the
unfolding
internet
in Electoral
connectivities we
District number 1.
cannot bring.
Road connectivity
So
very,
this one
very
here
poor.
is Bond County. Let me just change here. This is
Still,
Bond County.
cargo, no cargo, no car coming out. Only motorcyclists. Now our bike is parking. Our bike is parking. How will we get across? LPR is parking. How will we get across? How will we get across? That is the bigger question right now. So we are still contemplating how can we get across to get the message across in the diaspora. Many citizens are in the diaspora. Well, many citizens are in the diaspora from district number 1. This is what unfolded in your district. People want to make a decision, but how will they? So we have been stuck here. We have been stuck here. And I don't know what can we do now. We have been stuck here. I don't know what can we do now. We are waiting. They are carrying the other bags. When they come back, they will carry ours. How will we get across? That is the bigger question. So this is what unfolding here now. Still sacrificing for our country, making ways. So folks, as you can see the cross there, there's a distance from here.
There you see it is our national correspondent based in Greater Liberia. Bond County, Belton Kitano is there reporting using for yourself, very live. It's still songs. Numbers are coming in, and those numbers basically tells us exactly how many persons or the number of voters in those various precincts. It is nothing to make a prediction. It is nothing you're going to predict. No provisional. We will go strictly by what is coming from the National Elections Commission. We intend to keep a fair balance and proportionate, not to appease you, not to resonate our message or our conversation to a specific group of people. Only the numbers that will be officially announced by the election commissions, those are certified number. We are not going to go on Facebook. We're not going to take anything. And we want to encourage everybody. You want to listen to the National Election Commission because they are close with the authority to certify vote or denounce a vote based on what they're going to see in reviews by all of the voters. So that is quite interesting. So let's see this other footage here, I believe, is in Moserado. And people were scrambling all over. There seems to be a little bit lack of organizations, no one to give people a sense of direction as to how. And there are other videos here, hopefully we want to be showing you to give you a sense of some of the frustrations of the electors. So who's going to be the victor and who's going to be the victim? Because when one gets tired, people got to go find their daily stuff and they can't get through, they potentially turn their back. And when they turn their back, someone goes away. And that can cause a political consequences. Let's watch this footage.
What are they doing?
The people see this is not where people go to assemble to go and do your voting. They had a demarcation over there that people are supposed to stay. But because of their witnesses, you want to give them the evidence, so you have to usually have to make your way to go and vote. For some of us that don't have strength to go, have to do medication.
So what's the name of the police center?
It's a wellness school.
So why are the networkers doing? Are they not allowing you to enter or?
It's not that they are not aligned, but they are not putting regulation in place for people to go and regulate their tears are permanent. As you can see over there, see what happened over there. But regular participants to stay in the queue. But for just people that live inside, they will just go over here. You put it out the street, they push you over the line, and they people force their way in.
So what's your name?
I'm Lucy Yama.
Thank you very much. There you have it. There's a huge channel here. The people are struggling to enter. Next needs to come in quickly and see how to control this, because these are things that can turn into violence at the police center. So I hope there's a serious argument. So there's a huge turnout. So we just doing a clip so you can see, listen to the argument. Listen to the argument. There's a huge turnout. So I struggle to look at this argument you see.
What a chaotic situation. The probability of more people, some people might not vote because nobody wants to stay out there all day when they need to go find something. And this speaks to the volume that maybe due diligence wasn't done by all sides. But to all our analysts and contributors, the link is out there just in case you are in a suitable position. This is the first segment. Trust me, we will be on this evening when we start getting the raw numbers. But let's see here. We're getting some numbers here telling us here. This is Combat Public School, District number 3, that is in Lofa County. We are getting a report from our correspondent there, Thomas Iense, who is based in the city of Vanyama. Going all out there as well, gathering, collaborating with other sister network. They're going to be calling to tell us exactly what is going on there. That district number 3, Bakamint Public School, we are hearing that is in Lofa County. We are hearing potential to register voters of 556. Let's see here. Baziga Public School, that is district number 4 in Lofa County. This one, I believe Sissy Boyer can definitely help me if I'm not calling the name rightly, or our man Mally Jones. That centered, that school, they have about 778 registered voters. That does not necessarily suggest that that same number of people are going to vote. Maybe other people are travel, other things happen. But that's the official number on the list, and it is important that we emphasize on that, so people can just okay. Let's see. Our man Frank Payne is in Grand Bassa County. Grand Bassa is one of the interesting places we're going to be keeping close eyes on, based on some of these numbers. But remember, there is the Election Commission. They tweet these numbers. They might not be, but they are still within the proximity. And this is what exactly we want to be watching, to be keeping close. No, this is not a Grand Bassa. Okay, here we go. This is Grand Bassa County. With all of the structuring here, you see 157. I can't get on top of my hair now, but we can say definitely it is still within that proximity. 157,772 votes. What is interesting, the opposition to Unity Party in ANC going to be the two major political parties to toss out over that. Okay, let's see. All right, Mike, you want to check? It's already in your link. Just check that. So we want to see how that's going to play out. It's a toss out in there. A daughter of Grand Bassa County is the number 2 person, you know, of a major office. And then you also have let's see here, and we will also have Nyomli Kamga Lawrence, who is a sitting senator, support the candidacy of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka. So right there is a crack in the wall already, because the Nyomli factor And that of the late child Bronskin factor tie in with that of a daughter who happens to be the daughter of the late Bronskin, that going to square out. So more or less, we're going to see there's going to be a big political fight there. Who, because if you look at that, Nyongli is also building her own political future. And this one going to be the ice boss in it to determine her political career in terms of her future ambition. So now it's a convoluted one there, because with the people of the Basel land, would they let their daughter, who is trying to sit at the highest table, would they let her go? Would they sort of throw their weight? And what happened to Nyongli Kanga, 2 times senator as well? So it's a crazy one. So in that case, CDC going to be the one to rely, because 2 people are going to be hair-butting in there, and CDC going to definitely going to get a number. We don't know exactly how they're going to be, but we will be watching with the Nyongli and the Bronskin fighter. It's like, who owns the land? And, you know, politics is always, Liberian politics is always on the trouble side. And like I said to all of our analysts, the link is out there to Mike. You want to check your link. If you don't see it, I can still send it. Just in case you have time, just do it. Okay, let me see here. Okay, just take this number here to 080476. 080476. You can take that, and then that will allow you to enter. Yeah, let me see who is coming in here. Yeah, just take that number out. Let me folks, just bear with me. Let me take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
VIP Jewelry Store, located at the Kalano Plaza. We sell gold rings, gold chains, any type of gold jewelry that you want for any occasion. Wedding jewelries, fashion jewelries. Pick from on shelf or get it customized. VIP Jewelry Store is the best in Monrovia. Welcome to Executive Car Rental Services. We have all types of cars that you can rent, from sports cars to sedans to SUVs. We have cars for in-town and out of town, even vans that you can rent. Very modern and attractive, well-serviced vehicles, clean, quality, and comfortable interior. Move like an executive in style. Fully AC vehicles with good sound system. If you're looking to ride with class, this is the place at Executive Car Rental Services.
Wow, so which cars do you want to rent?
Drivers available. Call the number above.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events, such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services, and your friends in business.
That's our mentor, Mazula Gisi. Good afternoon. Welcome. It's 1:14 Eastern Standard Time. We are still working. Most of our guys still standing by. Hopefully, they're going to be chipping in here. Let's see here some of the information coming through here while we wait them here, and we will tell you exactly. Okay, Lofa is still telling us to hold on to a little bit, doing some couple of rounds. But images coming quite impressive. It appears to me there were a lot of turnout, Lofa as well, based on these images we are seeing in Mount Gibi as well. So this is quite interesting. Liberian to really turn out to speak, to exercise what they needed to do. Except the frustration here, most people still feel the queue there so huge. It's not organized. If you see some of these videos that were just showing nobody there to sort of help. There are some elderly folks there, some pregnant women, and so nobody there to really walk them through. And we saw that live images this from Mount Gibi, especially to district number 4. Our man Flomo, Emmanuel Flomo, was reporting. Hopefully we need to get him to see how the situation looks like. I'm going to be putting that. In the meantime, let me just put a number here as well. If you are Liberians, you're listening and you want to have your say into this here, you know the LPR number is 682-433-8802. And I just give your own impressions of what is happening. What I try to go through some of these numbers that they managed to get some, these are numbers of registrants in those various polling centers. It's important that we go through that as well. So we want to bring that on as well as with our guys to link with us. Most of them we wanted to hear from people. I saw the video from Maryland. We wanted to see if we can get a word from our man Mike Nipa is there stationed in Cleveland to see what is the latest, how the process has been played out there as well. Overall, this is the building. Who's going to be the chief occupants of this building? Is it the 4th floor or the 8th floor? President George Weah is fighting his political career. Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka, Alexander Benedict Cummings, Councillor Tiawonse Gongo, Dr. Monima, all of those people putting out to fight. Eventually, we will get to know at some point in time who are going to be in this place here. I'm hoping one of our guys join us here to see what we can talk about and some of the experiences they are going through and how the process look like. The sort of anxiety people are having, bad days. For the most part, we don't know here, and we don't want to be definitive into our argument here. But for the most part, the process is playing out. And one good thing Mother Nature has done for us is to allow, like yesterday, last few days, we heard there was a severe, heavy pour of rain. But today seems to be a good day, and that allows people to go out, except the manner in which. Okay, so all right, let's see here. Just hold on, I'm getting a message here. I want to respond to this message quickly, and we will have more conversations. It's kind of a little bit crazy here, but we'll do the best we can to get this conversation going. Let's take this quick commercial break, and I'll be right back.
Team Steve Bonge.
It's Monatic on the beat.
Can make, can't bet you tomorrow.
Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. The decisions we make can't affect you tomorrow. Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. This is the time we can make use of. Yeah. This is the season that your vote can bring a change. Yeah. Your vote is in your hand. Your vote is your power. Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. You may be frustrated, you may be disappointed. Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. Think my children's future. Your one vote can make her better. One vote is a power. Your one vote is a strength. Don't sit home, go and vote. That is the orders we make. Can't affect you tomorrow. Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. The decisions we make can't affect you tomorrow. Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. To my Yana boss, go and vote. To my Ocean guys, go and vote. To my market here, go and vote. Don't sit home. Let's go, Mama and Mbappe. Don't sit home, go and vote. Let's go. Don't sit home, hey, that's it, drivers. Go and vote. Take care of us, don't sit home. And the table people, go and vote. Hey, go and let's go to my Yana boss. And my Asian people, don't sit home. And my market here, go and vote. Oh my Mbappe, go and vote. My seven people, don't sit home. Go and vote. That's it, driver. Don't sit home. My Pempe riders, go and vote. Take care of us, go and vote. Don't sit home. Go and vote. The decision others will make can't affect you tomorrow. Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. The decision others will make can't affect you tomorrow. Don't sit home, go and vote. Don't sit home, go and vote. To my Liberian people, I beg you, don't say I'm not going anywhere again to vote.
That was the Bongit Foundation, and that was very much nice of all. That helps people to create some sort of awareness to get people to go out there. And today is today. They are voting. However, there is still an issue in terms of some places not all not sort of organized. So the elderly, they really get in the shot because if you watch this video here, you know that people are struggling to go.
I don't think this is good. They have to put regulations that will make sure that these places are controlled.
That's it right there. Let me just go back here, if just in case if you miss it. So you
need to call people attention, either the security and parental attention, because they not working, you're not doing no justice.
What are they doing?
The people see this is not where people so to assemble to go and do your voting. They have a demarcation over there that people supposed to stay, but because of their witnesses, you want to be over there. So you have to make your way out to go and vote.
So what's the name of the police center?
It's a warehouse school.
So why are the networkers doing? Are they not allowing you to enter or?
It's not that they are not allowing, but they are not putting regulation in place for people to go and regulate the theater. And then as you can see over there, see what happened over there. But right now, everybody is supposed to stay in the queue. But we just all of them inside, then we just want to walk here. We want to have a street, they push over the line, and then people force their way in.
So what's your name?
I'm Lucy.
Thank you very much. There you have it. There's a huge channel here.
There are 4
people are struggling to enter. Let me come in quickly and see how to control this, because these are things that can turn into violence at the police center. So I hope there's a serious argument. So there's a huge turnout. So we just doing a clip so you can see, listen to the argument. Listen to the argument. There's a huge students who are struggling to enter this school. I don't know how you see.
My name is Belton Ike. This is what bringing some interest to our people of Bon County Electoral District number 1. As you can see here, again, waterfall this side, people are across to come nowhere, to go nowhere. As you can see, food stuff all here. So folks, it's not easy. We are in a crucial time now. This is what unfolding here in Electoral District number 1. Welcome to Lpr-Tv. My name is Belton Ike. What we want to tour, this is where we are now. This is where we are now. We cannot cross, but we have to get, I don't know, what is this? They face something like a ferry. As you can see, people standing on. That is the risk we are taking. This is the risk we are taking in Bon County. We are about to get all this stuff and cross this water and get across there to enable our patrol in the entire electoral district number 1. So this is what we're going through. This is the job we are doing for our people, you see. So see the water. This is the risk I'm about to take now. Yeah. This is what is happening. No road connectivity is very poor. Very, very poor. People across want to come in this crucial time. Folks, we are about to take another risk. See what is happening. See what is happening. See what is happening. You have to place the back water. I don't know, ferry. They face this stuff like a kino. And sometimes 2 bags, 3 bags of water stuff here. And see what is happening. People are rushing to see whether they can be part of the decision-making process of our country. So folks, this is what unfolding in Electoral District number 1. Road connectivity very, very poor. All over is filled. Cargo, no car coming out. Only motorcyclists. Now our bike is parking. Our bike is parking. How will we get across? LPR is parking. How will we get across? How will we get across? That is the bigger question right now. So we are still contemplating how can we get across to get the message across in the diaspora. Many citizens are in the diaspora. Well, many citizens are in the diaspora from district number 1. This is what unfolded in your district. People want to make a decision, but how will they? So we have been stuck here. And I don't know what can we do now. We have been stuck here. I don't know what can we do now. We are waiting. They are carrying the other bags. When they come back, they will carry ours. How will we get across? That is the bigger question. So this is what unfolding here now. Still sacrificing for our country, making ways. So folks, as you can see the cross there, there's a distance.
Okay, Ty, thank you so much. How can we get across? I wish I have a definitive answer to that question. Unfortunately, I can. There you saw LPR Mobile 2 got stranded. But joining me from the nations, I'm not sure what is in the capital because it's been sticking, been going all out there. Outside of Monrovia, Magdana is joining me. I'm not sure what he's still in Nima or where his current location, but let me just bring him and hopefully the internet will do us good. Okay, he's in Bon County. Man, the mobile is moving. Mike, good evening.
Well, good evening, Mr. So, and the rest of our listeners who are listening to all this evening. It's a very cool evening from Banga, Bon County. Specifically right at the the old Ganta parking is where I am currently, where it's just on 1 hour time we will be going for the close of voting time. The official closing time for a pool is just on a 1 hour time. So hopefully we're going to be going to one of the polling places here to see how the day's activities have been going this part of Liberia. But before we do,
yeah, go ahead. Okay, here we go. The internet in the 21st century. Just bear with us. Mike, are you there? I guess it's frozen. So let me just get him off. Hopefully, if the network. Okay. All right. Let's see. Are you back?
yes, I'm back. Sorry for the breaking internet
No,
connection.
that's okay.
So,
That's something you don't have control over.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
just before I could come to Bangabon County, I visited Nimba County. I spent the night in Ganta, which I'll talk about last night. And early this morning, as early as 5:55, I saw Liberians, Nigerians trooping at the PSN High School, where one of the biggest prisons in the city of Ganta is located. And we spoke to them this morning, and as you watch the video, the enthusiasm was so hard, and they were very optimistic and upbeat that they are going to cast their ballot. So they were in high gear. And from there, I also visited a place called Zebe. Zebe is located just 2 kilometers away from Palala. So I also visited Zebe, also in Bon County. I also went to Zoenta. Zoenta is in Pai district of Bon County, where I also went, and I also saw a huge number of people in Zebe. Where the numbers that I saw in queue in Zebe, I don't know what but this time the number has reduced. But again, I saw a very huge number there in Zebe. I also went on to Zikepa. Zikepa is the proposed capital city of Liberia, where the former president said it's going to be good for it to be city. And that Zikepa has one voting center, or precinct as we call it in Liberia, with 3 polling places. Within the one precinct, we have 3 polling places there, and a little over 1,000 registered voters are in that particular voting center. What I saw there, what I observed in Zikepa was that the school, usually the voting usually take place at the campus at the Zike Memorial or school. But what I was told that the water, there is a little creek between the meantime and the school building. That creek overran its banks. So as a result, citizens were not able to cross to go to the school and cast a ballot. And then they have to transfer the voting center at another school campus, almost 2 kilometers away from the meantime. And what I was there, interestingly, I saw old lady, one of which told me she was 91 years old in Zikepa. And I asked her, why do you have to walk this distance to go and leaving the town all the way going to the school building up there to vote? She said she was going to vote official, that which I laugh about. She said she want a president that would develop the country. That was this because she spoke in the Manon vernacular. Again, another thing I was there is that the process, not only Zikepa but other precincts that I visited, is that the process is quite slow. In Zikepa, where myself voted, the NEP staff are not
Is it
fast.
Is it because of lack of staff? What is responsible? Because that seems to be the case, not just on it outside of not just on the outside of Monrovia. There are other places. Our guy reporting from Kakata and other places, and people were expressing their frustration because the queue wasn't moving and instead of being disorganized, people fighting and all of that. That seems to be the case all around. Are they doing
Yeah,
anything to address that situation?
it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And if that continues, Alfonso, I can tell you that before because the law says that whoever that is in a queue uh, before 6 o'clock is allowed to vote. Mind you, if that continues with the slowness of the NEC staff, I can tell you that some polling places will close as late as 10 or 11 p.m. because of the queue that I saw today. Because the process is very slow. It is very, very slow. I think things need to be done to improve
But
that system.
didn't see this coming, or what? Was a lack of what? Adequate preparations, awareness, and what is responsible for that? Who gets the who have the
Well,
answer?
I don't know. I don't know the number of staff that's supposed to be assigned in a particular room, but what I observe is that that number is not correct. I think so. I think something is happening somewhere that the number of staff, of NEC staff that's supposed to be in a particular room are not many. As a result, one person has to do maybe a two-person or three-person job. I stand to be corrected, but it could be one reason for which the slowness is being seen everywhere.
Because even like the district, I don't know which district, where Heston School is, which district, and district number 4, this school
Yeah.
here, John something school, our guy Chris Massacre were reporting there, and you could not even see any staff for outdoor. Hopefully, we're going to get that video in later on. It's on our page. You could not see staff also on it. Electrics, they were all out doing their own thing, for getting their way through, and they were complaining. Other people went in and they were there for the longest. So then, what becomes of those hundreds or scores of those people that are standing out to cast their ballot? At the end of the day, nobody knows what's going to, because others were complaining that the process was sort of like there was a guy we were talking where he said, I need to go to work. Somebody is calling me. I need to go change shift, and this person is not. Nothing is going on, so I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see here. Let's see here. Saying
I
that
think
here.
they need to improve that actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
our man, senior analyst, Sissy Boyer, is joining us from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's see what are some of information he's getting from his end, from his motherland to Lofa County. Let me take this here. Let me take this off here because the Minnesota school district now, for whatever reason, disconnected or completed. But I thank God this election is ongoing today. Sissy, good evening, good afternoon, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing? Hey, my brother Mark. It's been a minute, man. How are you doing?
Well, great. We trying to do our best to work for the Liberian people.
Oh man, that job been a thankless job. Yeah, man. But I'm here. I got a little time. I just decided to jump on to. It's been a minute. I missed you too, Alfonso. I know you're throwing shades right now, but for me not being available. But I'm here now, and I've been following the analysis. So thank you for holding down the fort.
Who is having some diarrhea medication right now, taking it, seeing what is happening? Anybody developing artificial diarrhea, trying to get some pills to stabilize them, or what?
I think anybody who does that would be premature. I think right now, a lot of these people, a lot of these political parties, if they had done their work, would know what precincts they should be looking at, where they were targeting the largest turnout, right? Because in each of these districts, you'll be checking which districts you have your most electoral strength, and you're checking those precincts and you're looking at preliminary numbers. Because, excuse me, if, for example, in District 1, Precinct 5,
you were targeting, to get a majority of the vote, but you're now looking like you're not going to get there. That should start sending some worries and start looking at other places. But I think it's too early. However, though, what I'll be looking for at the end of the night is I'll be looking at Lufa County. I'll be looking at Niba County. I'll be looking at Grand Bassa. I'll be looking at Moserado. And peripherally, I'll be looking at Maryland County. And the reason for that is because we have to see if like Brompo can say, if the Christmas will be good, you're there from the eve.
Mm-hmm.
So if Joseph Nima Boakai is going to win Lufa County, we have to see by what margin. If he cannot put a very wide margin in Lufa County, then we will start looking at what other places are they going to go to be more competitive, right? On the flip side, if the CDC is going to give Joseph Nima Boakai a run for his money in Lufa County, then that opens up a whole lot of possibility for the CDC to go to round 2, because I'm not expecting anybody to win one round. I mean, just the math does not make sense for me. And that gives some bragging rights that would then allow other political parties that don't make it to round 2 to start to see CDC as maybe a major contender in the eyes of the Liberian people. If you go to Grand Bassa, and I'm looking at the ANC and see how well they show up, because the entire reason for picking Charlene Bronskin was because they felt it could be competitive in Grand Bassa. And I'm not looking at the whole Bassa lane. I'm not looking at the River Cess and the other and the likes. I'm just looking at Grand Bassa County. If the Rescue Mother Social Score, Senator Kanga Lawrence is able to build a wall for the Unity Party in Grand Bassa, then that spells a little bit of a gloom for the final showing of the ANC, because they actually put a lot of their stock in there, and so I'm looking at what inroads can the CDC, if any, be able to make in Grand Bassa with Finley and in Nimba County, and see what they show up there, because as it looks right now, Jeremiah Kuhn and the Unity Party have to show strength in 2 major counties, 2 outside of Moserado. They have to show major strength in Lufa County, and they have to show a major strength in Nimba County. Now, Nimba County is the elephant. We got to see how they're going to divide that. Because Prince Johnson is on the ballot. Don't forget that. He's running for Senate. And Jeremiah Kuhn is on the ballot running to be vice president. And we have Tiawan Gonglo in Nimba County. And we have the ANC have made some strive in Nimba County lately, but then you also have the CDC. Jefferson Koji and the group have been making a lot of visits to Nimba County. So we will see how that elephant meat gets divided, because that's going to determine to a larger extent when these other parties come together around round 2, where do we put our support? Are we going to be supporting the winnable candidate this time around? Because now you look at where did they win? Did they win in Bond County? In Bond County, is Jua Hawatila going to be a major force? Or is it going to be a battle wherein the rescue team lead in Bond County yanks Bond County away from the sitting vice president? That is going to be a test of the strength of Jua Hawatila. And if the CDC wins, that will determine how much authority she has in the governing body. Because if she cannot win Bond County, and if the CDC wins, she will be weakened. But I'm checking. I'm just looking. Those are the places I'm looking at, because I know Moserado is going to go to the wire. This is going to be a big fight in Moserado, and so I'm just looking at places that other people might have to first win to show that they have some authority when it comes to having the base, because most of these places have said they have bases, and there's a reason to pick their candidates or their running mates.
Let's perform some sort of a political operation here. You make reference to Lofa County, and that you are saying Ambassador Boyka or the Unity Party needs to come up with a huge number. What could be an ideal number that will keep them alive in this process? You have Moneyba. Moneyba, is he a factor within that Lofa to undercut Boyka's potential numbers?
Well, I don't see it. I don't see it for so many reasons. I don't see it because, again, I hate to use this, but this is what people say. He's been absent since the last time he had a job in LN government, and he's just now resurfacing. It's going to be tough for him to to actually challenge Joseph Boakai in Lofa County, both traditionally, culturally, and the fact that he hasn't been in the country for a while, just resurfacing for elections. So that's going to be a tough sell. However, he is going to get some votes. He is going to get some votes, especially in the Bandy land. He's going to get some votes because remember, his late father was former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, and he was a Bandy man. So the name is a household name. Moneyba is a household name, but I don't think that's going to be such a major factor. Now, however, because of the presence of Moneyba and because of the presence of Councillor Gonglo's wife is also from Lofa County, by the way, and also because of the presence of Thomas Fala, who have strategically moved to Lofa County to run in Lofa County.
Okay, hold on right there. This is where it becomes convoluted. Thomas Fala moved that basically that is a strategic and political decisions with the sole purpose to undercut the strength of Ambassador Boyka, who is a fighter. We saw what happened the last time around. Is that the CDC and Josh we are banking on with the presence of Fala, the Fenabono, the Koji, and all of that within the establishment? Would that necessarily translate into actual vote, or would they, because it will be a kind of confusing. Now, would these people, would they just vote for this individual, or as they vote for them, the possibility of them voting for the candidate on top, seeking the higher office of the land? Is that something you think going to happen? And they say, you know what, we're just going to vote for our son, something like that? How would they square out?
I expect the CDC to get more votes in Lofa County this election year than 2017. And that's because of the movement of Koji and other people. And don't forget, there was a reason Koji and everybody became prominent in the National County League for Lofa County. Now, having said that, though, there is no way they're going to be competitive with the Unity Party in Lofa County. They will get a little bit more votes in 2017, but they're not going to be a neck-to-neck competition because again, Thomas Fala is not going to be president. Jefferson Koji is not going to be president. Findabondo is not going to be president. Joseph Boakai is going to be president. And the mistake I think the CDC made is that all of these folks they're picking people just to fight over the Ekisi lane, right? Because all of them, that's what there's FOIA. It's like the battle is almost like they reduced Lofa County to FOIA, which is a mistake, by the way. And so I still think Joseph Boakai will handily take Lofa County. The ANC abandoned Lofa County a long time ago, and even I think my guy went to Lofa County a few times, and we haven't been back. So
who is that guy?
Tiawan Gonglo and the LPP. So I think Lofa County is going to be a battle between Joseph Boakai and George Weah, and it's just a matter of how big their win is going to be for Joseph Boakai.
You talk about.
So I think Dr. Clarence Moneyba, who also like you were saying, he could also be making some getting some chances in the Bandy land because of his parent roots or parent record, his father records. I think for that we can see it. Probably he might get some points there.
That's true. And that's why I said because of this, the name Moneyba is a household name in the Bandy land. So he's going to be very competitive in that region.
And to continue on Tiawan Gonglo, Nema Kante votes are going to be a portion. The way I'm looking at things between Unity Party and that of the LPP. That's how I'm looking at. And probably the CDC might just come third in Nema County with how things are being. Mind you, Tiawan also, he is also deeply rooted in Bon County where I'm currently. Yes, because his late mother comes from in this county. So his VP as well also hails from this particular county. So it's going to be a seesaw battle, yes, and it's actually a bit difficult to just once predict, but from the way things are being, mind you, Prince Johnson is not on a ballot this time as a presidential candidate. even though he's influential, but he is also fighting his own battle as I mean to become a senator.
Do you really
So,
think it's a battle for Prince Johnson in Nimba County right now with the pool of people that are running against him to get re-elected? Do we really call that a battle, Mark?
It's a battle because he's not given white ballot, so it's a battle. Nyantoye has been a household name. His follower has been a household name in Nimba.
Roland do say that in town, they finish, you are defending Nimba County with Prince Johnson.
As for my brother Roland Duo, I don't think so. I don't think his time is rep to become a senator for Nimba, because his message is not well resonating with the people. Actually, yeah, I think.
But Mark, you were on the ground though. Did he actually have a message besides what he just went there and said, "Amatan, your brother Duffus Doran, your brother Prince Johnson, and Amatan now for me, you're getting my own team now." Besides that, was there any message that he actually landed with in my country besides that Amatan thing, that entitlement thing?
Well, he have been promising that he's gonna be his leadership. If he let as senator of Nima, also he will be involved with development initiative and not just talking. Yes, that's another thing he was saying at one of his political rallies.
Okay, but one thing though, Mr. So, I know we're deeply focused on the presidential politics, but there are some key races that I'm really also going to be looking at that are not presidential races. I'm looking at district number 10.
Right.
Does Yeke Koluba defeat Davis? Because I think there are 17 people running in that district. And if he does, by what margin? Because last time he defeated the Moluba Molo, and it was not even competitive. So we have to see what happens, because that is going to tell us how much voters feel about the incumbent in district number 10. Because mind you, the CDC has made it a point to unseat Yeke Koluba.
Yes.
And so if they cannot do that in Mosorado County, that is going to be a little bit of a problem. And then I'm also going to be looking at the senatorial race. Right now, I actually want to believe that this race, because it is going to be Sir Joseph's to lose. I still say that. I could be wrong, because I haven't seen a lot of in-roll, unless the Unity Party people follow this vote one, vote all thing and just follow their candidate. But it's going to be very difficult. And since the last time we had Madame Kwekwe on this network, running for Senate in Mosorado County on the CPP, somehow, some way, she disappeared. So I don't really know if this is still a competition between many people, or is this just going to be a competition between the Unity Party and Sir Joseph CDC? I'm also going to be, yeah.
And to begin with, the senatorial race, I think Wemo Pay could have some he might have some weight, and weight in the sense that not to defeat weight that will not defeat Sir Joseph though, because Sir is deeply rooted in Mosorado County. On the humanity side, mind you, Sir is this Ebola or crisis. He has been carrying it so long, and his humanitarian aspect again is another issue that many people have been taking him for. So Manakwekwe, the way I'm seeing things, Manakwekwe going to be a little bit far from this whole process. Yes, actually, look, just talk about the three. When you go to district number 10, Yeke Koluba remains very formidable. This is why another thing that happened was this. There were many people in Mosorado County that left from their districts and went to district number 9 to register. That was very unprecedented. Yes. And they did that. Again, in that same district, Josephine Davis too, I believe she did the same. But competitors, Yeke has more leverage, because
this is Yeah, you start with this other Yeke here. This is where I became a little bit confused. Who from, is he going, the other Yeke, is he going as an independent or what?
Yeke Sekui, a 29-year-old man, is going as an independent candidate, but he's being backed heavily, quote unquote, by some supporters of the Unity Party. Again, Sarah Tan, we've spoken to him on this network. He said he is an independent man. He cut across. Even at one point in time, he was being accused by some Unity Party people of being seditions. Yeah.
So that is really a tough spot for Yeke though, the other Yeke, because the problem with that is even if we go by the rumors that there are some Unity Party people supporting him, whenever Unity Party has had major events in Masorado County and Yeke Koluba shows up, the other Yeke is never on the platform.
Yes.
Right? And so voters, and you know, my brother, Mr. So, like to use this term, subliminal. Voters are looking at the subliminal messages that's being sent by that, right? Yeah. So even if the Unity Party is supporting you on the ground, they might want to be giving you money that they don't have or giving you sweet talk in the background. But what the voters are seeing is they're seeing Yeke Koluba, right? When even the likes of DeLong will go. I know DeLong is not from the Unity Party, but he will go to district number 10 with Yeke Koluba, and in the presence of Joseph Yuma Boakai, Yeke Koluba is there. And even when Yeke launched his campaign, there were key that were there. I mean, so in district number 10, what I was trying to say is because of all of these collections, if Joseph Davis is able to defeat Yeke Koluba in district number 10, that tells us that the CDC has solidified a little bit of a support beyond the senatorial elections, because now you have Yeke Koluba that is being supported by the CPP, by the Unity Party, and almost all other opposition political parties. And if they get defeated by Josephine Davis, that would be a strong message from the CDC. The other people I'm looking at, I'm looking to see if Carlos Gray, the team gets sent back to the House of Representatives, and I'm also watching for Solomon George and see if he gets sent back, because mind you, Solomon George has been on the periphery of he has not been a position highlighted lately in their campaign. So I don't know what's going on with Solomon George in this.
Okay, yeah, let's interrupt and go to Battleground, Nima County, and hear the latest. Daniel, good evening.
Well, good evening, Mr. So. Once again, it's a pleasure to join you. We just got a fresh information from district number 4, to be specific, in a town called Vayengle, where a 22-year-old man identified as Cyrus Yeru was arrested for trying to re-vote for the second time after he has previously voted. Cyrus was arrested by a police officer, the only police officer who is assigned to that area, because according to our intel,
one man,
two, yes, one man. They never get two times.
Our policeman, we are dedicated to duty, man. What?
Yeah. One police officer, and one Liberia Immigration Service officer. You know, this time we call them LRS. Before we used to call them, Bureau of Naturalization Immigration Officer. So the 22-year-old guy was arrested when he has previously voted, and he went home. He tried to erase the indelible mark placed on his head. He tried to use chloride to erase it from there, but unfortunately for him, it did not erase properly. And so when he came back in the land, this police officer was smart enough to have picked him up, and he's currently with the town chief along with some community watch firm officers ongoing investigation. And from what I heard, following the investigation, he will be forwarded either to Campley or to Sunny Kore.
So the one police officer, one immigration man.
So when you arrest more than 3 people now, who will go man or 3 people?
So the one policeman, one immigration. How many handcuffs they have? They handcuff the guy?
Yeah, I think from what I saw, I'll send you the photo. So I think probably it's the police officer who had a handcuff, and this guy was handcuffed. So he was handcuffed, and he has been turned over to the township along with the community washroom, because you know the community washroom, at least they have some good number of manpower in that particular town. And Vangley is a very big town in District Number 4. It's one of the biggest towns in District Number 4.
So let's commend. I think I see a positive in here. Let's commend the Liberia National Police officer and the Liberian Immigration Service officer. I think working with minimum resources, they're doing their best. They are stretched thin. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, I think our people just need to understand to follow the rules, follow the laws. Or maybe if there's a surgeon in the city, in your town, just go ahead and cut your thumb and put another one there, and so you can go back. Maybe you win the week of thumb back. But on a serious note, that is a good.
Can you please tell me what he said? What is that? He's a bit far from the microphone, so I'm not hearing him.
Oh, I'm saying, can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you hearing me now?
Can you hear me now?
He's sounding faint. So maybe you can talk to him better.
The man way in Minnesota. No, what he's saying, I think he's kind of like commending the police officer. That's part of the limited resources and the immigration person to kind of like step in. That's huge. So what the time you're talking about, potentially how many? What's the total number of votes there? Do you know?
Potentially in Vangley, the people there, all the total number of registered voters could be a little over 2,005. Because it's actually a populated town.
Oh, 2,005, my man. That's small thing there. Yeah, you get you get that. You get something. You get something good.
In some places that way more than enough to me representative. So that's something.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Yeah, it's the hometown of former District Number 4 Representative Garrison Dode Yedo Jr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but other than that, the process is, from what you are hearing, the process is peaceful on our side, right? I mean, it's everywhere election. You will always have these little bit people always want to be the system. People taking dead people car to go register. Okay, so keep up posted if there's anything new developed.
Yes, okay, but it's now 6 o'clock. There's about a minute after 6 o'clock in Liberia, and we are at the Lpr-Tv Zone 2 community school campus where they have few polling precincts. So we are just posted outside here to see whether those guys, the networkers, will come out to announce the closure of police stations or not. So we are just posted. If anything, I'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
So before you go, have the NEC workers told them a tentative time for when the pool will be closing, because if there are people watching us, and they want to come,
Daniel,
have NEC announced tentatively when pools will be
closing. Is there any timeline? We are hearing there was a lot of delays. Are they trying to catch up with that time? Have they announced any timeline? Those centers are going to be closed?
For where we are currently, like the Lpr-Tv Zone 2 community school, we are not seeing people now in queue. We are not seeing people in queue. What we are seeing, polling places, they are like empty. I guess few persons in now trying to cast their ballot.
Okay.
And we are seeing the two police officers who are assigned to this place.
Okay, let me switch to this guy calling here quickly. Eddie, I've been trying to get Eddie, are you there? Eddie? Yeah, how are you doing? Good evening. Yeah, we are getting the background noise. The noise is too heavy. Okay. So where are you? Yeah, we're hearing you about the place. The noise is too much. So where? Okay. Where are you currently? Lofa County. Okay. Lofa County. What's going on in Lofa?
Golu is very close to Yekekoliba's father's farm. So yes, Golu, Lofa County.
Well, so far, Lofa is peaceful. I've been peaceful so far so this morning. But there is a massive protection across Lofa. Unprecedented. It's never been seen like this. Even one of the real from where I am, the people are still waiting to be voted. The whole 567 already not being yet to vote. They are whole line wanting to cast a ballot. So the turnout has been overwhelming so far across Lofa, specifically in Salary District.
Salary. What's the strength in terms of votes from the district you're talking about? Do you know?
15,000.
15,000?
Yeah.
Wow. What are you hearing? We will be getting to our guys to Radio Kotoma and the other places, but what are you hearing from other districts in terms of the turnout as well?
It's okay. Panama is impressive. Soya is impressive. It's also been one of the most critical places. A kind of voting, people normally don't try and use number. But today's case was different. And everybody are wondering, why are the people ready to the polls so impressively like this? Are they now feeling that the political governance of the country, they have to participate? That is the problem. So that turnout will be manifested in the vote in the country. So we get now why did the people go in that numbers to vote? But there's no far in Georgia, Historia, it was also impressive.
So,
except from a town recordable, the guy was arrested by a police officer who had a 29 voters card.
One person?
So you were asked, yeah, one person was arrested by the police with about 29 voters card. So you were asked who the voter card belongs to. He said for your first. And your first were on their way. So the police told him that we'll seize the voter cards when your first come, we'll give it to them to vote. So you see custody somewhere around the Padibone district. And that has been a very easy reported so far. So far, so good. People turn up, but the process was slow, extremely slow. The neck police officers were slow. They got people frustrated, but they never go in. They kept pressing on. And as far as we're concerned, the line is still long. People are still in queue, and voting still continue across here.
Let's play a little bit hardball here. With this sort of huge trend out that we are hearing has been reported, and they have been seeing a lot of images coming there, the people in queue. If those votes really goes in there, who will be celebrating? Do we have an idea as to who we're going to benefit?
Well, of course, Lofa, there is no argument here that the political party Joseph Boga will take majority of the lion vote here. And the people, when they come for voting, before even they go voting, you tell them, you ask them, who are you voting for? They will not tell you back, they will tell you number two. So, of course, even so, representative candidates who chop people from Monrovia down here, you ask them, they say, well, we voted for that man, but we vote for number two. So, everybody here, almost like on this side of Lofa, majority of the votes here is going to vote Buckeye, as the people keep telling me here. But the CDC too, that were the two guys on the ground. But the CDC will not match the vote Buckeye will get here because this side of Lofa has always been a heavily United Party controlled district.
Wow. Okay. We'll wait and see it until every vote is counted. We'll keep up posted. I'm waiting to get word from Kalahun and Radio Kotoma. The guys are there working on some thing together. But let's bring in Sam David.
Thank you for Golu, my man. I want place down there from Reggie Akefan up the road. Thank you so much for that report.
Okay. Thank you so much, Eddie. Keep up updated when the real raw numbers start to filter in.
Okay, sir.
All right. Okay, Sam, are you there? David?
I think the network, I think it's frozen.
Yeah. Sammy, are you there?
Network.
All right, that's what I want to hear.
And it's raining in some parts of Liberia too, so that is.
Yeah, because I mean, the screen there, yeah, like almost like Gaza and something like that. Is just look a little bit. So, so says it. No, I mean, usually if you have your stronghold, when people conclude this is a stronghold, which of course, I mean, we can say that. Looking at going as far back, old record, Ambassador Boyka, Lofa has been a stronghold. So if there's a huge trend now, that obviously benefits him, correct?
Well, yes, and in most elections, historically, when there's a huge turnout, it's not a good thing for the incumbent. In most elections, but particularly in Lofa County, again, I keep saying this thing about culture and tradition. Just like Imam is going to take Lofa County. I think the CDC fight is just to make sure that he doesn't win with a wide enough margin as he did in 2017. Because all other political parties have already abandoned Lofa County a long time ago. They've stopped putting money into Lofa County, except for the CDC and the Unity Party.
Okay. We're talking about, let's go back to this whole Grand Bassa thing here. I still have interest. Does CDC really need to worry about that, or let ANC and the Unity Party get it all out among themselves?
I think the CDC, but if you look though, how often was the CDC in that place, right? I think there are certain places the CDC strategically just cut and left. And I don't know where they focus. I think they focus a lot on the Southeast, hoping that, you know, their kingsmanship will bring them the automatic vote versus actually fighting for it, just like in Lofa County with Joseph Njimambuaka, the kingsmanship expecting their vote. But the only problem is that the Southeastern region, there are a few counties that are very sparsely populated. And so all of those numbers can get erased by just one county. Which is very sad. But back to your question about the Grand Bassa thing, I think Grand Bassa is a major fight between the Unity Party and the CPP. They both have something to prove. The CDC got nothing to prove. If the CDC wins Grand Bassa County, it is huge. As a matter of fact, it becomes that would be a bellwether. That would start to tell us that the election is going to be bad for the opposition if the CDC can win Grand Bassa County, because in Grand Bassa County, the two major fighters in there, at least that we've been seeing, have been Yombli Kanga Lawrence, the senator on one hand, and the vice presidential contender, Madam Charlene Bromsky, and the CPP. Right? And so we are going to have to see how the chip falls. Because if Yombli Kanga is able to deliver without her being on the ballot, mind you, if she's able to deliver Grand Bassa County without being on the ballot, you should watch out for her in the next election. That would be a major force to contend with.
So critically now is like I gotta go on Mount Zana and try to start praying, because I want the other side to subdue the other end there. So if CDC were to go into the upper room here, you have ANC Unity Party. Where do you think the number they wanted the number to cut down in order to put them in a better position?
I think CDC would prefer if CPP defeated Unity Party in Grand Bassa County, but ANC does not make it to round 2 with them. I think then they believe that they can be able to tap into ANC, to tap into the anti-Joseph Boakai vote, which would be majority by that point, by understanding that the CPP won, and then they'll be able to tap into that to add. They might not get all, but they'll be able to add to whatever they get in round 1. So if I were the CDC and if I were praying, if God stay listening to me, I would be hoping that in Grand Bassa County, that Yombli Kanga Lawrence's power is weakened, and the CPP can take Grand Bassa County. But an extension to my prayer would be that CPP does not make it to round 2, because if CPP wins Grand Bassa County and your prayer is answered, but they make it to round 2 against you, that is doomed for the CDC. So they would not want that.
There are some numbers here in terms of the from our guy in Maryland. Maryland, I'm not sure. We send we'll put it in the columns of the president based on past record. He went there. Unity Party sent the other top surrogate, the vice presidential. Do you think it was a sort of mistake on the part of a Unity Party? Yes, the number two is okay, but more or less people look at the top guy. Do you think it was sort of a political error why he, Ambassador Boycott, did not in any way, somehow, we know the role is challenging age and all of that traveling. Do you think it was a big political mistake for he himself? Because what the CDC tries to do is to maintain their traditional, places. And with the hope of undercutting the Lofa, the Moserado is seems to be everyone's line here. But do you think it was a political mistake on the part of Unity Party with not allowing Ambassador Boyka himself to have gone through there and stuff? Because the number I'm seeing from Maryland here too, even though Buffer Chambers went in there now, but what are those who even want to be voting for Buffer Chambers, whether he even want to maintain his job, that's another thing. Whether they would necessarily vote for the president. That's another thing. Everybody crying their own cry. Everybody fighting for their own. Everybody fighting for their own life. Because when I go there, I have to talk for myself first to see how my message. I was in Liberia and I went somewhere. This guy, well, they let my man. You want to talk for this person or you want to talk for yourself? Now, this sort of transgression vote could possibly take place. They could like the individual who is contesting for a senatorial race or representative and not necessarily voting for the person that's seeking for the help. That could be most likely, it could be possible.
There are a lot of people going to split ballots. A lot of people are going to this vote, one vote, or it's not going to work for quite a few folks. They're going to split the ballot. But to answer your initial question about the Unity Party and Maryland County, look, when you're running elections, no matter how much money you have, you never have enough money. You'll never have enough money to run a campaign. And so you have to decide, and you have to scale your preferences and see where would I go to get the best bang for my bucks. I'm hard pressed to find a Democratic presidential candidate that spends all his or her time in Oklahoma campaigning or in Alabama campaigning. They don't. Because you know that you're going to get meager amount of votes from there. So you spend your time in places where they're out of battleground, or you solidify and try to get out the vote and whip out the vote in places that are traditionally your strongest hold. And I think that was the same idea the Unity Party to some extent deployed. Because remember, when they announced their campaign, they talked about people who are going to be in different areas. Because they wanted to localize their campaign so that folks who were speaking to them about the presidency are folks that they know, that folks that have been with them for a long time. And so when you look at Grand Bassa County, for example, in Yombi Kanga, right, and you go to Bomi County and they have Sandro Johnson and the former speaker. So they're picking up places and they're looking at folks.
Let's see what's coming in here. Hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Let's bring in Massaquoi, a sort of our sister network, Big FM, and also with Liberia Public Radio. Massaquoi, are you there? Chris? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay.
CEO, good evening.
Okay.
Many listeners across the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the extraordinary job from what they call this school, the coverage here this morning. Where are you currently, Ty? Where are you speaking from currently?
Currently, as it stands, I'm speaking from the Morova Vocational Training Center, prefers to be called MVDC. Are you there?
Yeah, we hear you. Fine. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, currently right now the process been closed and the most of the register of voters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Most of the voters have been, let's say, have exercised a constitutional franchise already, and those who are questioning, most of them said they are waiting for the various family members. So basically, those who in here now, we're sending a queue. These are people that next staff said they are going to be dealing with, and so as I stand right now, they officially closed the gate, the main entrance. and the place here, the prison have 9 polling places. So very shortly, the people that are here who are currently standing to the various polling places, once they have been dealt with, trust me, they will begin to compare the results and start the counting. So that's how it unfolds here. And the issue of there's a school in the Atlanta Universal Foundation in the Chikizu Factory preferred relatively District 12 due to some slowness and slow pace of the elections from the elections staff. I think most of the voters there would not be given opportunity to vote due to the measure being put in place, because the security measure there was very, very slow, and they call on various platforms to enable measure being put in place, but due to that slowness, I don't think most of them will be able to cast their votes. The same situation as the John B. Wapo in District 4, Moserado County is the same as well, where you witnessed earlier, where the old folks were also complaining as to whether to actually exercise their constitutional franchise. And in our particular center, they have 2,345 registered voters, and and most of the registered voters are still marketeers who live in the Omega surrounding right there. And so based on the slow pace of the process there from the security apparatus and some election staff there, I think it's going to be very, very difficult for all of the people to have their constitutional franchise exercise. There's also the same situation at the Grace International School, where there was no police officer there as well. And very later on, we saw some measures then put in place. I don't know as to whether they were going to meet the timeline that have been stipulated to have this something trauma. So these are basic issues that is confronting in Liberia, and these are issues I think NEC have to address. I don't know how would they address that. And in Lofa County, from a reliable source, from one of our colleagues, he said the issue of ballots been delayed and reach in some part of FOIA, the ballot paper reached there very, very
Chris,
late.
hold on.
And people.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. Let's go to this number here. Good evening.
Yeah. CEO.
Yeah. Let's hear you. Where are you now? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm just right now. I'm posted in district number 6, to be precise, Maguire Galley School, where the former Vice President, the Senator of Unity Party, Ambassador Joseph Lima Bwaka, voted.
So, what is happening there right now?
Right now, we observe that some of the polling precincts have been closed and counting will soon resume. But they say other people who are still in queue, but they have been earmarked that nobody come after will be allowed to vote. So the polling precincts are gradually winding down to close. And as you are aware, it's about 21 minutes after 6 o'clock. And 6 o'clock is the official time the National Election Commission prescribed for all voters, for all polling precincts to be closed. But they said that once you are in a queue, you have the right to vote. But after that, you won't be given the chance to vote. But right now, we have not seen any resistance from anybody, and everything is moving on time. 1 or 2 rooms have been closed. Maybe probably 30 minutes or 15 minutes from now, counting will start. And exactly, we'll be bringing you some numbers that will be hitting the president in other candidates aspiring.
Yeah. So, quick question. Yeah, go ahead.
Did the process start on time? The election process, as was announced by NEC, did voting start on time? And then also for Jasper, because Chris was on the line, I want to find out if Do you know if NEC is planning on hosting a press conference to address the concerns that many places were opening late for voting, and there are people that need to vote that might not have the chance to vote?
So, yeah, I know the noise on your end there too. Why he's asking whether the process started on time there? Like in other places, there were a lot of delay. Do you know whether they started the process right in time at the center where you are located right now?
Yes, I visited this place early this morning. I visited it by 7:30, and people were here. The National Election Commission people who were supposed to work were here on time. They were not even on time, but they were in time. They came very early to prepare so that they would not have people standing and waiting in a queue waiting for them. But they started exact 8 o'clock. Yeah, okay. In rehab.
So quickly here, do you see the pool washer of all of the political parties, stakeholders? Are they all there? Everybody that plays car, is that a case as far as you are concerned? Observers as well?
Yes. Observers are here. Both local and international observers are here to monitor the process, and both political parties observers are also here. They are all in the rooms that where any movement from now the counting will begin. I spotted some officials of the United Party and some officials of the CDC and other CPP and other aspiring in the district and so forth. So all of the observers are here, but CEO, you know, if you can't send your observers, you will have yourself blamed, because the National Election Commission mandated all political parties, all stakeholders within this election to send their observers. So if you can't send your observers, that you will not have the National Election Commission blame or question.
Do you have an idea with respect to a number of registrants in that particular center? That seems to be at perhaps a good chunk of people coming from it. Do you know?
Actually, I can tell you the number of persons that are actually registered today, pushing until the counting and other counting process ends. But where I'm located and looking on the wall or on the place, I'm not seeing any numbers written here. So nothing of such is here right now. So
okay,
until then,
right.
Yeah.
We're not going to make up anything, and I like how you put it. If it is not coming from NEC, we're not going to report it. We are not going to make up any number by ourselves. Only number coming from the Elections Commission, those are numbers we will announce on this platform. Okay, we here, just keep up posted as well. I'm getting information here. I think the NEC boss in Maryland County, the guy going to be calling in. I think one of the memo either fire on spot. I mean, silent. I'm not saying a fire gun. So just to get it right here. But let me just see the message here, and he's going to be calling for the update here. Sese.
So first thing, you know, we're waiting on NEC to be the official giver of results, right? Have you tried the NEC website? It's down. I kept saying this thing, if you remember from way back when, I kept talking about this, even when we talk about releasing the final voter roll, you're talking about going to NEC website. I said, when you don't even have traffic on NEC website, it goes down. Imagine on the day of election when everybody's going to be looking up to NEC for results. As that,
so then what was provisional numbers? Why would they be putting in?
But as that brother was speaking right now about NEC, about giving, you know, having your pool washers and stuff, I decided just in a moment to log on to NEC.org.
That's what I like about you. You act like scientists. My goodness.
Well, from this, it's in the minute, in time, research.
Yeah, no, site cannot be reached.
There you go.
Is that what you're getting?
That is what I'm getting. The NEC website is down.
Let me text. He's not going to respond, because when we got this information of certain places in Grand Bassa and the other place, I sent a text to Henry Flomo, the communication director for NEC, and he yet. So where will people track those numbers? Are they just going to be coming from the polling center, the precincts?
This is where the problem is going to come up, because the polling centers, according to my understanding, the precincts will be sending their numbers up to NEC. And it was our hope for transparency that as NEC got those numbers, they will be updating their website. And then those of us that want to be the consumers of their information and say their information is credible, holding all things constant, is we'll go there and look at those data and discuss those numbers. But as it is, if I can't get to NEC, then now I got to go information hustling, right? Now I got to be in all of these chat rooms, and I'm in several chat rooms, by the way, where folks are posting stuff. Now I got to be trying to glean information from chat rooms that will be heavily political, right? Versus the unbiased NEC website that I can take the data and try to consume it. Now I have to start looking at, am I in a CDC chat room and getting this data from CDC? Am I in CPP? Am I in Unity Party? Am I in LPP? Which I'm in all of those multiple chat rooms and looking at the stuff they're posting in there. But I can't take them to be credible because I understand that they're coming with a political bias. But if I can't even get to the NEC website, Mr. So, to try to get those data to validate or say what is in this chat room is wrong, or see another network post something and claim victory, we will be using NEC to say, no, you're lying. That's not what NEC is saying. But NEC is down. So how do you then push back on misinformation?
This is, if it stays like this up to the provisional results, that is dangerous, because this is where, again, I mean, all of these chats within groups, within people there, that's where the propaganda going to kick in, because they will start making restructuring and making up numbers and claiming victory way ahead of the game, because NEC inability to also tell where we can go to see those raw numbers coming as, they are being counted. That's just a serious problem.
Yeah, and that is why when you were speaking, I just decided to go there and go check it out, because I wanted to start looking to see if they've started getting data or if they have any announcements on their website, because we're speaking about places that experience late opening, right? And so NEC should be on top of this to say, well, in district number 5 in Kawiakin, because we started late, we are extending the voting time till 8 o'clock. And so those of us that are on these platforms, my hope was to go there and see some of these announcements. Say, well, if you're watching us on Kawiakin district number 5, you are being extended to this time. So if you're in line, please stay in line, right? So those people can stay in line to exercise their franchise, and we can be able to help NEC out by communicating that, because not all of our people in Kawiakin district number 5 will be able to get to the internet to get to the NEC website and see if time has been extended, or even maybe the poll watchers and the election judges. So if NEC website is down, and we have places that experience late openings, and we have places that are reporting that ballot papers did not get it on time, how are they communicating to those people in those places about whether or not their time is going to be extended or not if their website is down?
Our guy, you're going to be calling here, reporting from Maryland here, is saying, Mr. Willen, who is the second man for NEC, dismissed one of his staff after receiving full and having some discussion with a person close to a political party. Details and video loading. So somebody lose their job on site. The time wife, you got to pay me. I mean, maybe the men are hungry too.
Well, the problem is if it's an offense that requires jail time, you might not be worried about your pay.
Yeah, you're going to get paid. So with this here, can any of these guys, be it the presidential or senatorial, represent the both in lower and upper? With these guys, would they be waiting at their headquarters to wait for a result? Do you think? If in your case, will you sit at your headquarters, or you want to go to see where the real numbers coming from?
Well, here's the thing, and again, here's where the problem. Remember the last time when Darius DeLon ran against first time with Paulina Wee. There were people like Representative Honorable Akaros Gray and other people giving false information out about polling places and numbers, right? Mm-hmm. It took a while for us to go and dig into the competing narratives Darius DeLong's group was sending out information from the polling centers, and they were being simulcasted by what's his name, Henry Costa. And then you had the CDC folks sending something different that were being simulcasted by a few other radio stations. It took a while for us to go through NEC data and start to understand where the misinformation were coming from. The same thing happened when Thomas Fala ran against Darius DeLong. And to a lot of seditions, and including people in authority, we had a Senator Thomas Fala. It took a while for us to sift through all their garbage. Now we get to a point where we don't have a place to go to verify that. How do you verify that? There's going to be a lot of it's going to be competing narratives everywhere, and there's going to be misinformation and disinformation being sent out by political actors for propaganda. And these propagandas are going to be dangerous because our peace is very paramount to these elections. And if NEC needs to work hard to get the site up, they need to do that, because they are going to be the one place we go to get these credible results, quote unquote, to be able to use that to argue against some of these places that are going to be bringing out very, very bad data, cooked up data, with the only intent of creating chaos in the country. But the referee in this case, NEC, that we're supposed to go to get the true data, their site is down. So I don't know how we're going to do this. I'm hoping that their site comes up quicker and faster, and they start to make some announcements on their website that media groups can use to talk about, so that the people who are listening to the so many platforms around the country can understand what's going on in their localities.
This is, I'm loading something here because I was just getting a chat group here from our guy in Maryland. He's telling me to hold on, but there is a serious issue there because NEC is saying that they are not going to allow these folks to vote. And he just, I want to be very illustrative, make sure to put this information out to even talk about it, because we don't just want to talk about it. We want to be very concrete in our conversation. To make sure, let me see what I can load this here, and then we can have a conversation. Hopefully the second one will go in. So this is, oh, hold on one second. I gotta take something from here some kind of way. Yes. You know, it's after the time already, and those places, some places, the never started. You remember I was just telling you that they arrested, not arrested, a guy fired somebody on site. So now these images, why he's reporting on these people that is in Maryland. Let me move Jasper from Monrovia. This is in Maryland. They are saying these folks are calling to our man, reporting that NEC is saying that they are not going to allow these people to vote. Perhaps I'm waiting to get a detail, so let me just see here, because the time it reached a closure time. Okay, so some people are still online, but those who are working with NEC saying they will not allow them because the voting, they will not allow them to vote because of the time. So Sese.
Yeah,
we have to, and he's going to be calling in here. These are people. So I suppose that, like the other guy said, right, when you are in the queue before the 6 p.m. cutoff time, what they do, you should call a demarcation and maybe have one star person, or make sure to take complete note of the last person, not to up. But these people are calling to him, and when he called, we're going to ask him as well. Calling to him, these people are in the queue, and they say it's after 6. They're not going to allow them to vote, and there's some sort of hala ongoing there. And that's a good number of people. You're seeing these pictures. There are a lot of people here. You're talking about almost more than, if you do the count, this picture and this one here, you are talking about maybe 50 plus, or maybe
more than 50. And in some places, that is the margin you need to become a representative.
Right.
And this is the point I'm making about NEC's website. Because mind you, if I'm an electoral worker and you send me down to a village and I'm down there, and I was told to start at a certain time and end at a certain time, and you didn't give me any variance to say, okay, if I start 30 minutes late, I should continue 30 minutes past the stop time. You give me a hard deadline. I start at 8, I end at 6. Well, if I start at 9, do I continue to 7, or do I stay end at 6? And if I don't have access to NEC, because NEC does not know, probably in Monrovia, that I started at 7, or maybe I sent a text. Remember the last correspondent we had on say somebody sent a text message, one of the electoral workers, and they're still waiting for a response. If that is the case and the NEC website was up, NEC would know to say, okay, in this part of Liberia, because of the late start, we are suggesting that people that will be in line at 7 o'clock will be allowed to vote. Now, those of us that are on this platform, we get on here and say, in that area, here is what NEC is announcing. So the people who are in line can be able to inform the electoral workers and say, well, here's what is on your website. Here's what's been reported on LPR or the network that we're supposed to go to 7 o'clock. But if you don't give that, then you put your workers in a bind. Because now they want these people to vote, but they don't want to violate the law. You told them to stop at 6. And these poor electoral workers are going to bear the brunt of the people's anger. Because if I stay in line all this time, you tell me I can't vote, I'm going to take it out on you. I don't care about what's coming from Monrovia, right? I don't know Monrovia people that you know. You don't want to stop me from voting. And I don't think NEC is doing this a good thing. I think NEC needs to work really hard over time to bring up their website and host a press conference or put up some press releases out there for our people to understand that here are the things NEC is dealing with, and here are the information you need so that we can be able to temper down people's temperament. One last thing, district number 10, Spoon Network was putting a little bit of a conflict in district number 10. We're hoping.
Yeah, hold on one second. Yeah, Mike, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. So, at a very noisy polling center here after my trial of video didn't go through. And this place is called the Sunny Market. Is located in Bangabong County. It's almost 6:40 GMT, which been long since the official closing time, but I'm still seeing a very long queue here, and the noise you are hearing in the background is a fellow who said he is a supervisor for one of the candidates here, but they have been told to leave the queue. But he said, no, you have to stand in the queue. So, but what I can say is that the queue here is still very long.
So, was he there before the 6 o'clock cut-off time or not? What do you know anything of that?
No, according to him, he's not voting, but then he is a supervisor of some political party observers here, and the polling staff are asking him outside of the queue to be outside, not to be within the queue. So he has been found put out with the help of the police, so he's now outside. But the queue is gradually moving. It's still a bit longer, but it's still moving gradually. Like I was predicting, probably this particular queue will be ending maybe 7 or 8 o'clock Liberian time, because it's still long. And not only the Sunny Market, I also visited another area where I saw a long queue at about 6:25 just before moving here.
So those places, NEC official, they announced as to when precisely they're going to be a closure to those queue?
Well, probably they'll be closed, but what is usually done is that those that are in the queue now, they were there before the official closing time catch up with them. So as such, they should remain in the queue until they get voted and then go home. But again, it's still 5 and over. Queue is still going, and not only displayed or other areas we visited across the Bong and Nimba, you still observe that people are still in the queue because of the slow process. this place where I am, it has three polling places. It's a one precinct. It's in a market hall. That's why I was trying to just show the video, but it's in a market hall. Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting word here from our man in Lofa County, pool worker at Alfred Zone Community School. Mr. Lofa, you know the Alfred Zone, you know the Alfred Zone, the pool is closed. But,
you force him. No, I don't. I don't know.
I just want a small plane.
It's the same thing when I tell people from Africa. I say, "Oh, I had an African friend before. Do you know him? He was from Nigeria." I'm like, "Yeah, of course." I know all the Africans.
Come on, I'm not.
No,
okay, Mike, keep up posted. Yeah, our guy is telling us.
Yeah. The system here as well. I just been observing the lighting system here. It's not as bright as one may clearly see from distance, or you have to screen your eyes before you can see what is going on clearly. Even I'm just standing just about 5 feet away from the staff who are just standing the papers to be placed in a box, but then I cannot see it clearly because of the lights. The light is not bright enough. This is what I'm seeing here.
Oh boy. Well,
yeah,
that's a difficult one. Well,
and people are here with the top lights as well to help the situation. Well, again, we will over the night visit other areas to see that how situation like the council, and then we'll keep you updated as always.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, like the guy said, this Afro zone, the center there is already closed. They declare closed already, but counting process have not started. So we're waiting to see how this place pulls closed in Dwarf and Dom Center. Let me see here, guys. They're sending a message here, but this NEC website here says okay. Pool close at the Deaf and Dumb Center in Chocolate City. Chocolate City, I believe that's gonna be here. Okay. So, guys, already they are also right there on site, and we want to see. Hopefully, they're going to allow them because they are accredited to have access to what is happening now. So we are in the. I'm not sure whether it's a right word in the final stages. Of course, after this, that should be it. But how will NEC address some of these little sticky issues? Other people that were in a queue, if it's true, as based on the report, if they were actually there before the closure time, that one thing. But if they also just jump in after the closure time, that's another thing. It's hard to validate this. Only NEC can confirm this. I hope Flomo and bottom line, Sissy, is to get this website to be running, because then that's where people want to see the real raw numbers coming in and see whatever numbers the other folks are going to be throwing in their chat to sort of give hope to their folks. What are the inline with that? That would be a very interesting thing. Okay, let's see it. We're getting down to the wire. A strong supporter of Ambassador Jose Newman Boyka is joining us from the Garden City. Koto Jalabayans is joining us. Let's see. Maybe they are getting some information from the world.
I mean, brought her on today. Since she's been gone for a while, I show her today. She show her.
I follow you. I'm right behind you.
So you know what was after this? Yeah, no. Just two seconds longer. Let's see. Then maybe you just said it. Let's see what our nephew will argue with Ente.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Why,
as a matter
wait, you gotta pay it.
As a matter of fact, Ente.
Yeah, tell
I know, but but the problem, the thing is, look, Mr. So you been I think Cisco is frozen. Is it me? Or is it okay? She's back. Okay. The problem that I have started seeing lately, and that has me, I've been quiet politically for about a week, is I can't fathom what is the absolute final outcome people want. Sisi Goya, wants Tiawan Gonglo to be president, if possible. But if Tiawan Gonglo cannot be president, I have somebody that I know should not be president of Liberia. And so all of the other people that are running, I'm not going to be here shooting people left and right and forth and black. We're all setting tier one. I've always come to say tier one. When or if tier one does not make it to round two, we're going to recalibrate. But I don't understand LeBron politics lately. I got people, doing this, doing that. The 500 thing, you're not selling your candidate. You're there costing other people in the candidate. I don't understand the process. But today is the last day, is the day LeBron will decide who are the two people that are going to make it to the finals. Because there's not going to be a one-round victory. I can put money on that. The statistics does not work in the favor of that. But we have to see who are the two people that LeBron are going to say, let's move these two people forward and let's have another vote on them. And so, just got to welcome. I wish you well. I'm still hoping that Tiawan Gonglo will be president of Liberia.
Why you want to wish yourself well? You wish you got to.
No, I don't want them to fall down and start having all kind of things. Then we got to start paying for cotton therapy. We want to wish you well.
The man show. He know a man.
Is that a confession? I'm surprised.
You wish me well, my man. Don't change your tone. I don't care what it is.
The last starting plan. He ain't say you're concerned. I wish ANC well. I wish CDC well. I wish everybody well. I know Tier 1 is going to win. I just wish all of my people in Liberia well. So my sister here, I thought to her in a long time. But you probably left flower business, so you want stuff for nothing for.
They want you not you choir so your men to surrender when Tiawan get the one, but this guy he's not. So what we are getting here to
don't put me in a situation I can't handle.
The former school here, Gator Elementary School, the city center is closed, and counting.
Let me speak to the Liberian people, man, for your force. I don't want force for your man. Let me speak to the people of Liberia.
Okay, so Koto, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening to you and Sissy, and then to the people of Liberia.
To the people of Liberia.
I'm good so far, and I thank God for good health right now.
The smile is
and then a little while, man. I've been having some little just small ailment, but I thank God I'm still strong and fighting it, But thank God for good health so far, and thank God for the election so far, even though we have been hearing of some electoral malpractices, and we thank God that it have not gone to a greater level, even though the process have not been completed. But to this level that we haven't seen any violence to some extent, I can say thank God for that. Because I was one of those I was very afraid because of the past incidents, that have occurred during the campaign term. So I was very afraid. But to this point, I haven't heard of any violence to a greater extent. So I just want to thank God for that.
Okay, let's hear from you. I'm sure you're involved in multitude of activities with your base, your support base as well. What are you hearing? Are you feeling confident of what are you hearing, or any major concerns so far?
Yeah, I'm really optimistic of we being on the higher side, whether being above 50 plus or in the 50s. I'm hoping for the best. Like Sissy was saying, we have some of our rival or friends today that may have, disengaged with some of us because of politics. For me, I don't even handle my politics like that because after election, there is life. And that's why it is just about politics for someone who maybe learn it and put it into practice. It is about trying to convince somebody about your ideology. And if that person does not perceive it, the only thing is to continue to pursue, but not to, do it in an arrogant or a violence way. And for me, I think that's the easier way, and that's how, for me, I practice politics, okay? And because of that, I have not created any enemy for myself in politics. Because if I don't need you today, I might need you tomorrow, or you might need me. So why create, animosity in the process? So I think, some people miss the mark, and because of that, tomorrow, when you come in the process the next time, people will have like second thought about you, because people think that election is just the day you're going to pronounce that you want to partake in it. It is not like that. For someone who do our analysis, I try to go back to know you and your character, anything I would like to see authentic about you than just coming in a process. Because that process now is like to exhibit what you have done from the past. So
Right.
for me, that had term politics. So I have not created enemy, except maybe somebody has made me one. So we are
Okay.
listening, even though we are getting some feedback, but that is not
Well,
genuine enough, or is not good enough to come be, I
you want to share those G's with us? Oh, no, you.
I think she's using by Josh phone. She on the whole
Where,
network.
where is the ANC? Where is the ANC woman?
Yosuka, yeah, you call it Yosuka.
Yeah, once you call him, forget it. He will jump in here very, very shortly. He will jump in here very, very. So, okay, let's see here. Let's see whether we can go inside. Let's see here. Okay, guys, just bear with me. Sister, maybe you can just take it away for a minute. I'm trying to respond to a message.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think what Koto was trying to say is that even though there are isolated incidents of incidents of irregularities, if they don't rise to an extent where the outcome, those are acceptable. Sadly, because there's a margin.
Okay, sister, let me just interrupt you. Let's bring in our man, Sam. Samuel is based in Battleground, Lofa County. Sam, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, and let me say good evening to our entire listeners.
Okay, so thank you for what you do. Where are you located currently?
Well, currently I just from Foya and posted in Kolahun, Koba City.
Kolahun, Koba. What's going on to where you are right now? But before then, what can you tell us from Kolahun?
Yeah, well, matter of fact, Kolahun remain peaceful, and the president is really on course. Matter of fact, we started the activities this morning where the turnout was huge. And again, as I speak to you, I've visited Siane, where Siane Central have 4 polling places, and out of 4, 2 are completed. 1 and 4 have completed, but 2 and 3 definitely we still have huge number of people in the queue. Some of them, the other queue, they are more than 90, the other one more than 50. And also, we visited some areas like Kulahun Central Ha, where Kulahun Central Ha have 5 centers. Some of them are now doing their targeting, cutting aspect. But the turnout was very encouraging in the Banichidan, and also we visited Foya. And as I speak to you, Foya Central High is Dam Park. There's Foya Council Hall. Apparently, Foya Tamarami Council Hall is Dam Park. In fact, looking at the momentum that was there, in fact, they were talking about even cash, they will continue the cash, they're going to go up to around 10 to 11. And also, we visited the former Vice President home in Massachusetts, in Mampokai home, where they have 5 polling places where we were able to interact with some of the citizens, and the turnout was very encouraging to that end.
So when you say term impressive, encouraging, who does it favor a specific candidate in that direction? What's the interpretation for that?
No, well, matter of fact, it cannot, we can identify whether it is for anybody, because matter of fact, all the observer was posted, independent observers, were there. But like for example, like all who have one center around 300, let's say 365 around there to cast their vote, and around one basically the area they were around 280 something. That means the turnout was encouraging. But it cannot identify whether definitely this turnout is in favor of this person, this turnout is in favor of the person until the charity is over now this evening. The matter of fact, we can be able to identify whether this aspect is who really own the area. The matter of fact, coming out, the encouragement was given a well. Matter of fact, despite who you're going to vote for, but it is good for everybody to turn out, even including the politician. They were encouraging everyone to turn out.
What are you hearing from other districts in terms of the general atmosphere being peaceful, people being allowed to go through the process and all of that? What are you hearing from those other places as well?
Yeah, well, people are really allowed, like FOIA, in the background, people were saying the person with disability, they were not allowed. And we try to coach the queue controller. The queue controller said, no, what they are doing is the line is too much. And even the queue, the person with disability, and also you talk about the pregnant women, you talk about the old age, they are saying, well, matter of fact, their line too was something like they were more than 15 to 20. You couldn't say all the battle groups should remain until all of them guys. That's according to him. He said, well, 2 presidents for the mainland and also go and take 3 or 4 presidents when it comes to those old people, pregnant women, a lot of presidents with disability. According to them, that's how they were doing. But others were saying that majority of the center we visited, they are saying that the voter identification officer, VRO, is definitely slow because the process was not really going smoothly. But others are saying, well, matter of fact, it is the way of the matter of voter to cast their vote, elect him to stay on or elect her to stay on. But matter of fact, they were doing their work. But the China was not really encouraged. Let's say the activities were not really encouraging that speedy coming or not.
Okay, well, bottom line, it was peaceful. You didn't see no any harassment. Do you see the representations of these various political actors, the pool washers, everybody there?
Yeah, definitely all the pool washers from District 3 have 8 candidates, where all of them were there. FOIA have District 1 have 7. All the candidate individual independent candidates were there. Only presidential political parties, the only people that were really dominating, only 2, 3, where you have ANC, you have Unity Party, and that of CDC, the ruling establishment. So here you go, you can see Lano, which is said by Dr. Clara Maruba.
Okay, I'm just curious and try to go through the borderline here. Lpr traditionally has been the stronghold of the vice president. Is he within that corridor? Where is the vice president? Do you know?
Well, matter of fact, the past president is at the nation capital Monrovia. Well, he couldn't register in Lpr. He registered at the nation capital Monrovia. And after the campaign, when he went back, he couldn't join out again. But we visited majority of the area. The turnout was encouraging. Others were saying, matter of fact, they don't know whether this is a background. He is encouraging the people, but nobody can tell now. The trend now is going to be in favor for the former vice president or the ruling establishment or other parties.
Okay, well, keep us posted, Sam. Thank you so much. And we are happy that the process so far, nothing much of significant than what happens the other day in FOIA. Once the process is going on peaceful, we would so thank you so much, and just keep us posted. We are getting message here. Countings have started at what they call K-Tai School, that is in District Number 5 in Moserata County. So since the product where there are other places, they are going ahead counting. Why their technicians are not working to keep this website up to date? Do you have the ability to check again to see whether is somebody have injected it to come back to life?
As we speak right now, nope, site
So
cannot be reached. This site cannot be reached. It is what we're showing right now at 2:02 p.m. Minnesota time. And it's it is sad.
so
It is sadly funny.
reconciliation
How do you
reconciliation
how do
is
you
on the way. What are they reconciling?
but how do you plan?
No, I've seen our guy sending something here. I think this is coming from, where is this from? Maryland? Reconciliation get on the way. I see a picture, NEC people. Yeah, from Maryland. What are they for, to allow the people to vote?
Maybe there were chaos there, and now it's been resolved. Like I was telling you, there was a lady on, I think I seen on Spoon Network and two other networks that was reporting that she went to district number 10 to vote, but when she went in, I think room 3, where she was supposed to be voting, where her precinct is, she was told that she's already voted, when in fact she hasn't voted. And that created a little bit of a problem that held voting down for a few minutes, right? So all of those things are creating the long queue, the long times, and all of these things. I think, like Koto was saying before she left, there are going to be these incidents, these isolated incidents that they're not right, but we don't amplify them because they by themselves don't rise to the level of affecting the outcome of the total vote. But NEC, as the arbiter and the administrator in this thing, I think should have planned long ahead of time. Because remember, there was a time when we're looking for data. We're on the same network. I was looking for past elections data, and we are going on their website, and it was down. And I said, NEC needs to put a lot of money into their network because on election day, there's going to be a lot of traffic to their network looking for credible material. If I'm an international journalist or if I'm in a foreign country trying to check the credibility of Liberia's elections, I'm going to be monitoring next website for preliminary information, looking at all of the data they're putting out. But as it is, you can't even get there. So where then do we go for credible information? NEC is creating its own problem. Number one, people have been accusing you of being biased, and now you just feed into that. This is sad, but I'm hoping that they're working on it. I really hope they're working on it to put it up because it is abhorrent that Liberians will go and register and go and stand in line. And because of situations beyond their control, the voters' control, then they don't get to vote. They get to stay in line all day and get told to go back home. And then they have to wait for somebody to go to court and for all kinds of hearings to be held. I don't think it's necessary. I think next needs to work really hard, have a press conference, have a press release there, because they can't tell me they're not hearing about these situations that are happening, right? I'm sure the electoral magistrates are calling them. So there has to be a way to respond to these things in time. You have to be proactive when you are a leader, especially in these times where you going left slightly or going right slightly will create a problem. You have to be on top of things. I think at this point, NEC needs to get his house in order and actually get on top of things.
Koto, if this remains like this, and then all of the counties, prisons, number counting, and we can get assets and people can see it for themselves because they are close to the authority to say, this is what we are getting. What could that mean to the entire process?
Well, I have been one of those who have been flagging some of these issues because if you are given a very big tax of this nature, you need to be very transparent in it. From the onset, you have not been transparent, and noting that people have had other reservations on your probably competency or your accreditation, and then you having such delay in handling many issues. So I was like, what will happen election day? If you may have heard me, I was stressing this out and I was flagging this out. Just for giving FF Arrow, it took almost 3 months to meet up with that guideline. Then what comes when the election today that I preempt, and it is just exactly what is happening. Because if you did not prepare yourself, how how are you going to meet up with the challenges that come ahead of you? And this is where we are today. But it seems that they don't even adhere to people complain. They don't try to, correct their mistakes when people are flagging them up. Because that's why, listen, if you have a leader, you listen to your surrounding. Based on that, you make the correction. Even with the issue where Dan was talking about, where they have people stay in queue and they are not being accepted to vote. Why would that be happening? In the first place, most of those voting centers were not even arranged in an order where the people knew where to go and vote. They have people standing in line that they will have when they reach even to the voting table, then they send them back to go on the line. Those were not organized, system that you will stop the people from exercising their rights. So I think it is disorganized, even though some of us expected what is happening, but I thought they could have done in a short period of time to correct some of these things. But to this time or to this point, they haven't done anything to correct these mistakes. But we just hope, like our people are being peaceful up to this time, that they continue to, hold up to their peace and let have Liberia to a better level. But this is not a good sign.
Sissy,
It's not a good sign from my end. Yeah.
Sister, is there any excuse for this? We saw NEC boss and other official NEC, they visited, they were invited, they went to Nigeria to observe the process. We saw what happens to the system. They were in Sierra Leone, they went other places. They didn't forecast that these challenges, they didn't put that there was no contingency plan. We need to, in order for people to validate the process, there are certain things, basic things, fundamental thing that you have to do. So, people can't just put that cloud over you. And the essence of that is to gain the experience and to avoid all of these things that happened. They were in Nigeria, they were in Sierra Leone, they went to other places here. Is there an excuse for this? Because the issue of this website being down, it is very, very critical. Critical in the sense that people will, like you rightfully said, people in different groups, anybody can just do anything and just put it and say, oh, this is the number we get. This is, and the time you're going to take to get the actual number coming from NEC, when in fact, those things should be just uploaded automatically as it's been verified for people to see a raw time number coming in to put to a rest of all of these stuff here. That's, is there an excuse for that?
Well, he asked a question about if people going places and looking at processes and coming back. I was laughing because how many Liberians in Liberia right now serving in a position of power were not in America and observe everything that happened here and went by when nothing happened? Right? We got people still this simple thing like gasoline, right? That we're here working, and I'm throwing shares right now. People who left from here went by the Liberia still come out in like gasoline, and and so no. Absolutely, I'm not surprised. Sadly, I'm not surprised because there's a difference between going somewhere just to go up there and get a padam and use it for propaganda to say we were here, versus going somewhere where you intelligently hope to gain something and go back home to necessitate change. I don't think that happened. I absolutely don't think that happened, because if we had learned anything from the Nigerian election, remember before the Nigerian election with this populist guy Peter Obi and this older man who were running, and all of the kerfuffle that happened in between, and all of the failures of the Nigerian Election Commission, this election commission would have learned a lot from the Nigerian Election Commission, even going right next door to Sierra Leone. Right, where there were accusations of rigging and Marabio were accused of all kinds of stuff, they would have taken cue from that. But just the basic thing, like Koto was saying, you don't help any political party by not releasing the final voter roll and by not trying to make sure you live with the law. If the law says there should be 2,000 folks at a voting precinct, and if there are more than 2,000 votes in that area, you create another precinct. How does that help anybody if you put 500 people in line to vote in a place that's supposed to have 2,000 people? You don't benefit the CDC, you don't benefit the ANC or the CPP, you don't benefit the Unity Party or the LPP, because you don't know who's going to show up early to try to vote. And so this is just something that has to do with competence and ability. And I think the NEC, I don't think they've shown an appetite to either exercise competence or ability. And I'm just being truthful. Because, and again, I'm not saying to one person, because the NEC is an entire entity. This is not just the fault of Director Brown Lasana alone. This is the fault of a collective of people working together, including people who are supposed to be funding the entity that have failed to fund the entity. But to the end, Akoto was speaking, she's right. If we have to go to Supreme Court just to release a final voter roll, come on, man. Come on. And so for a basic thing like the website, they cannot tell me in their planning that they did not expect that there was going to be a lot of traffic to NEC website. They can't tell me that, because almost everybody in the world is going to be going to NEC website for the credible data, or a data to start with, and start to determine if it's credible or not, and use that as a guiding light to look at all of the other things in the 5,000 chat rooms. And so it is sad, but I'm not surprised. Sadly, I'm not surprised that we yet again have a system of people who have been in 500 places, who some of them can even write a dissertation on how to have credible elections, but they have not carried out anything that resembles what they know or what they should know.
Any justification?
No justification whatsoever. None whatsoever. The same reason. Imagine if they had decided to use what was that, the biometrics system today to verify people's identity today. When you were in places where the guy was just saying there's not even enough lighting to look at the paper, how are we going to have internet access for people to be able to do those things? Right? So absolutely no excuse. The NEC should have known, should have anticipated all of these things coming. And here's the thing. When people have spent months already accusing you, even before the process starts, that you're going to cheat, even before you even start any process, I think that should have been a clarion call to the NEC to say, yo, we gotta do our best work, because people are already trying to throw us under the bus for when they lose elections. But they didn't do themselves any favors. And I'm really hoping that those people that have been disenfranchised today, that have been told to go back home, either find a way to do the Brempo thing and say, leave it to God, or B, without leaving it to God, the NEC can try to find a way to try to make sure that these people have the right and the time to vote, to exercise their franchise, especially when folks have left their homes early in the morning. In some of these places, it's raining, and people have been in line for hours. You can't just tell people to turn around and go back
home. Say that you leave it with God? That's somebody talking about getting a job, and you say that you leave it with God?
No, and how we can go out there, bro? I leave my home with God. God get plenty of things keeping for LeBron. He got a whole warehouse in heaven, like just for LeBron. Everything they leave over here, get police out.
We'll try to see if we can get.
You know, you want that something. Taking money.
Koto, we should leave it with God.
Well, it is very disheartening, like Sister said. This is nothing to leave with God. You have already seen the anger coming from people. That is not a one-man thing. What I can decide to say, I leave my own with God. I can leave my own with God, but the next man may not leave their own with God. This is a national issue. It is not an individual issue. So that's why you don't take it lightly. People have various ways of expressing their anger.
But I thought when people leave it with God, they automatically resolve or not. What happens to it?
It's not everybody who tells you that they leave their own with God. If that was the case, you would not see violence.
Koto, what I'm saying, when we say we leave it with God, He's the God that carries our burdens. I thought then the problem is resolved.
You will leave your own with God. That's why it is a national issue. I would not look at it on just how I feel. I look at it from a holistic level. How the next person also feel. Don't look at your individual feeling in this case. That's why when you are a national leader, you don't look at it as how you feel. You look at issue based on other people's perception also. You do not play a careless or sluggish attitude when it comes to election. Those are issues where people put their life and time and energy to. People are depending on this election for a lot of things. Some are like their whole life is tied to this election. So you don't take it for fun. You might think that it is nothing to me. And some of us, you know how long we have took our time, took energy. We might not be in Liberia, but take our energy and time to come and be here. Then you take that lightly. You know.
Koto, one day where you on today?
What is
there?
there?
Freezing like you get by George phone. Like you in Atlanta today?
I'm not home. I'm not calling from home. That's why you see my network is splitting.
So you and Pat George, I got the same
phone. You see what I'm calling? I'm calling from my phone.
Maybe are you in a situation room or what?
Well, just leave it as it is.
Yeah, in the war room, they restricting access to internet in the war room.
I
just want to be a school teacher to Zozo Central High when you're win.
Oh, okay, man. Hey, you're not quite. Pat George, the link is out there. You call his name. The link is out there. Who else? I don't know where the neighbor
the Colibri, the one can bring the max dancer outside. So the Colibri can outside. I'm a bit sure. I know you're coming.
Let's see.
I force it, oh man.
Let's see Mount Gibby. Okay. There's a good, impressive turnout in Mount Gibby. Who would that? Which column? Where would that go? If with the turnout, the sanction minister there still seems to be putting out a good fight. So if the vote, depending how you're going to vote, I'm not sure whether you're going to win it. That's not what I'm either saying here. Would that put the ruling establishment in a column, or is this a different thing completely? If he might get one,
I think it's going to be a split ballot in my Gibby. I think love him or hate him, the porcupine, well, the domesticated porcupine, is pulling out numbers. He's bringing out people. He's been able to get huge crowds to show up. If crowds translate into votes, he's going to have a huge win. But I don't think the CDC is even expecting to win Margibby County.
Why?
Well, because the campaign in Margibby for CDC has been largely outsourced to Nathaniel Magee. And I mean, you can see.
Don't you think it was a sort of strategy on purpose that they were doing that, and that could cross those voters over to CDC? It's I mean, the possibility he tell you voting for me. If you know you want to vote for me, you got to vote for the president. Do you think
that has not been the larger message from McGill? But even besides that, the CDC have been trying to have their cake and eat it too. They've been trying to run from McGill small because of the sanction, and still try to have 1 4 in, 1 4 out. And so the other political parties have been beating that drum that the CDC is supporting somebody who has been indicted. And so that people might end up voting for McGill because of personal reasons. But then when it comes to the presidency, they might try to intellectualize it. And in fact, at a certain point in time, most of the other senatorial candidates got together and pledged support for one another out and against McGill. And so that is going to be a big fight in Margibby. But I think outsourcing that job only to McGill alone in Margibby was a mistake, because they did not go full frontal supporting him, right? They were in and out, tipping toe around the issues. And so I think McGill, if he gets elected as a senator, I don't think he has a long coat to carry the president and even representatives from the CDC along with him.
Okay, what we will see. Let's see here, trying to see here if we can get the latest update. But for the most part, in most places, a few places that people are already the counting already in other places, not everywhere, but the counting is going on, and the guys just want us to wait, and they want to make sure to have something specific on hand, which is a good thing to do. We don't want just, because people want to hear things, you just make up anything and just say it. Or it's tell you what, when this What time is it? It's after a little after what? 8? I think it's
after 7:22.
Yeah, after 7. I'm not sure whether I'm trying to see with them if we can come, but I see some of them sending messages for that to get back maybe around 6 and 7. But the situation, the electricity situation too. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think I don't know if we're gonna have our guys. So I think right now it's just early. I think we can probably end the broadcast.
Right, and then maybe about 7 probably about 7 o'clock or 7. Yes,
7 our time.
Yeah, that would be too late.
Yeah, maybe even 6.
Maybe about 5:30 to 6.
Our time we get back on, because then by then quite a few places would have had numbers and would have had some data that we can put up, and hopefully by that time NEC maybe website will be back up and they would have had some press statements to address some of the issues that have been coming up.
Are you reaching out to them to help them?
I don't even think I know anybody contact at NEC that I can reach out to that want to read my text right now.
Okay. All right, guys, folks, we want to leave it here. We will be back here within, actually, there are a lot of counting going on in most places, but obviously just how they started to, other posts started late. There's some part of Nima, the guys, they got there and they were late, so the people turned them back and they have to go back this morning. I mean, all of these things were adequate preparations, and that's what I said. We don't manage crisis, but we want to create crisis. So you always go to avoid this thing is they know this day will coming.
Yep. We'll be watching the Western cluster in Bumby County. The CES Sotoma will be going back on that. Remember, all of these places where people were booed, we want to see if the boo actually turned into actual votes. So we want to see if the
we are not talking about anybody. You are talking for myself now. Some content and okay. Let's see here. Okay. Some counting, some voting. So I mean, it's just depending on your locations or those places. Other people counting, other people voting, and those are voting. Apparently, they were either in queue and they got caught up in the time, or they started late, so they have to extend maybe an hour or 30 minutes or whatever the situation.
But that's the question, though, Mr. So. Is this uniform across the country, or is this stuff that electoral workers are just making decisions based on, here's what I see and I'm just going to make a decision?
That's the thing. Are these decisions being coordinated with the national?
Right. As I say,
if I'm the guy on the ground, I make my own
deciding what's happening here. I'm the law and order right now. There's a problem. And yeah, but let's presume. I don't know, and that's the problem, because in the absence of guidance, people are going to make decisions in the moment, and sometimes if people are really angry and this is my community, I don't want my name to be spoiled, I might relax and say, yeah, people in line will vote. Other principles, the election rules say from this time to this time, even though I started late or even though it was our fault, I don't care. We stop here at this time because I don't want to go to court. So it's going to be a lot of things that people take into considerations to make those decisions. However, right before we leave, it's 7:25 p.m. officially in Liberia, and NEC website, as I check right now, is still down.
Yeah,
just for the record.
I just wonder. Okay, well, that we don't have control over it. Legendary Sister Goya. Where is the counselor? Is he in Moruga or in Nima?
The counselor is in the war room right now. We're counting votes. We're tallying stuff. We're trying to make sure that Liberia delivers a most sensible and sensitive president in Councilor Tiawan Gomlo. So we're in our war rooms and we're counting our votes and getting data.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you later time, maybe in an hour, 30 minutes by 5. It's just for maybe 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Latest, hopefully then we're going to be having some real-time numbers. I'm going to send message.
Let me take the day off today, so I'm working from home today. That's why I'm able to get to pop up on here. Good.
At least it's in our favor. Thank you.
I got to run to go pick up the princess from school real quick and make sure I'm back.
Okay, thank you so much, Casey.
All right, man.
All right. Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much. We're going to take a break to be back here. This is it's a long haul we are in. That's the building they want to go in there. I think 1, 2, 3. Some people want to be on the 4th floor. Some people want to go on the 8th floor to look over Capitol buildings, Temple of Justice, the University of Liberia, and even the entire city. But on a serious note, folks, we want to thank you so much for joining us. At 6:30, we'll be back here. I hope we'll be getting some real raw numbers with respect to what is happening. We'll be monitoring to see whether the NEC official website it should be running in order for people to know exactly what is going on. This website being done is not a good thing. It's not a good idea. Hopefully the technicians are working, doing everything possibly they can to get it running. I am Afonso Z, and so we'll see you in a few. Hopefully we'll start getting more information. Our guys are still there, and that we're going to be having. It's still going to be an all-night conversation. Thank you so much, and have a pleasant evening. We'll be back around 5 to 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.